Hello. You'll need to keep it close to you. Yeah. Ready? Welcome to the CAIO podcast, the Chief AI Officer's podcast. Um, we talk to leaders who are leading AI enterprise applications in their organizations. And the purpose of that is so that their peers can learn from their challenges, from their opportunities. Also, they inspire other leaders to follow in their footsteps, as well as to attract talent. They are able to talk about some of the cool things they're working on so that talent can really come to them instead of just going to a few tech companies. Today, I'm really pleased to have Mansoor Arslan with me. He's the head of digital applications for IGA Istanbul Airport. Thank you so much, Mansoor, for being on the CIO podcast.
Thank you, Sanjay, and I am very happy and excited to join you in this podcast today. And I'm thankful for the opportunity to speak with you.
Awesome. Mansoor, for our audience that knows that Istanbul is one of the most amazing cities in the world, and you are the gateway, the airport is the gateway to Istanbul. Tell them a little bit about what your role is in the IGA Istanbul Airport.
So basically, in IGA, we
John,
yeah yeah okay. All right. In IGA, we are developing digital solutions, and that includes everything from simple QR-based solutions to web applications and mobile applications, AI-based robotic applications, and even some autonomous buggies, the golf carts that you ride in the airports. So we have a very large portfolio of applications that we develop. And we have a separate team, by the way, for aviation-focused technologies. And they handle the flight information display systems, the baggage handling systems, etc. So very airport-focused applications. And we are basically dealing with passenger-focused applications. So we try to increase the passenger experience in the airport. All of us in IGA is trying to improve the passenger experience, and we are trying to help that by increasing the digital experience of the passengers. So that's what we do basically.
no, that's very helpful. Mansoor, how is AI? Now, you talked about the golf carts, obviously autonomous golf carts. How is AI being used at IGA Istanbul Airport? Can you tell our listeners, it's a global audience of people who have an expertise or interest in AI. How is AI being used in IGA Istanbul Airport?
So we also have a dedicated team actually for AI usage. But I have to admit, we are in the initial phases of implementing AI. So we use that, of course, in our, as I already said, in AI-based chatbot technologies, for example. We use AI for giving the up-to-date information to the passengers and to understand their semantics in their dialogues. But apart from that, we are working together to create some AI-based decision-making systems that help the operators in the whole airport. But we are trying to do our own implementation, our own development. So it's taking a little time. But we are having some progress, and I think in the upcoming years, we'll be implementing it, we'll be using it on a daily basis. But I don't know if you have had the chance to listen to the speech I made. It was basically about this. So we the IT guys,
Recording in progress.
we generally try to push forward the innovation. We try to develop the solutions, but we have too many talented and highly experienced business managers, operation managers. So sometimes they tend to overlook some of the technology. So it may take some time to get them utilized. So we already made some changes in the culture from an experience-driven one to a data-driven one. But for AI, I think it will take some time to adapt also.
Yeah. No, that's very, very interesting. So, Mansoor, as a follow on, from what I understand, you are using chatbots for interacting with customers. Is that
Yes,
true?
yes.
No, that's and how has that experience been? What do your customers or people who are interacting with the airport or airport authority? How do they feel? I mean, do they even know that it's an AI chatbot?
I think some of them may not even understand the difference because we try to use it in multiple channels actually. I think the mobile application users who are using the chatbot are more aware because they are more of the tech-savvy passenger profile. But we already integrated it, for example, with our WhatsApp channel. And for example, we have published our WhatsApp link to the flight information display systems that you look at the screens to understand what your flight information about your flight, where is your gate, etc. And we have put the QR codes up there so that you can track your flight directly from WhatsApp. You just talk with the WhatsApp agent. I'm not. I think most of the passengers that are interacting with our WhatsApp agent is not realizing that it's an AI bot. Maybe also because at the end, like at the limits of the AI, when it cannot respond enough, it directs you to a human agent, and he takes control of the conversation. From up there. And if we could do it like seamlessly, I don't think they are aware. Like if they are listening to this, they are all aware. But most of the time they feel comfortable because the thing is that we use AI also in a hybrid way. Because as I said, not all of our customers are tech savvy because we have as we have been discussing before the podcast, we are in a very strategic location. And for that, we are a hub mainly, and we have welcomed almost 80 million passengers last year, like for the last 12 months. And they come from a very diverse background. Like one of our competitors, Atlanta Airport, has like more than 100 million passengers, but it's a hub for the United States mainly. So the passengers are more, it's not a one kind, of course, but still, we have passengers from United States and United Kingdom, but also from Zimbabwe, Nigeria, and Sudan. So it's a very diverse background and very diverse culture. So, and their technology literacy is also diverse. So some of them cannot even use a website or are not used to using websites or mobile applications, and they tend to prefer human interaction, and they come to the information desks and with a lot of different languages.
Yeah.
Some of them even don't know any English. So we put an AI-based translator between a human agent and the passenger, and it supports, if I'm not mistaken, 56 languages currently, including some different dialects of Arabic, for example, because we have a lot of Arabic customers. And that also really helps them, because when they can communicate with their own native language, they get very relaxed. And frankly, in an airport operation, most of the problems are solved by relaxing first. So that helps a lot, and we are thankful to AI for that, actually.
Yeah. So, Mansoor, this is for our audience. You are using multilingual chatbots. Are they doing this translation instantly? So, if let's say a passenger comes in, just hypothetically,
Yeah.
in a dialect in Arabic, uh, and he is getting his answer back in Arabic from the
Yes,
chatbot.
it's a two-way application that we have
Okay.
implemented for that. There is an iPad
Mhm.
in front of the passenger side, and there is another like speaker and a microphone in front of the human agent.
Okay.
And the passenger comes and just chooses the language he wants to interact with, and he asks his question in his own native language. It is translated to either Turkish or English, the preference of our agent, and then the answer comes back in the native language of the passenger, like it's done in on the air.
Wow. So, Mansoor, again, a lot of people raise questions in terms of ROI, return on investment for some of these AI applications. In this case, Mansoor, would you say this has obviously this has improved customer satisfaction, and maybe also you don't need so many now linguistic, you don't need, you are
Yes.
covering 65 languages, otherwise you would have had to have at least 15, 20 people with multiple languages. Is that the case?
Yeah, definitely, because we also have like human human agents that talk
Interpreters.
with different languages,
Right.
like Russian, Chinese,
Yeah.
Arabic with different dialects.
Mhm.
Yes, but as you said, we cannot we cannot employ 56
Right.
people in every shift at least. Like we
Yeah.
can put it in the morning, but at night, how
Evening,
are we
night,
going to
yeah.
wake him up? So
That's true.
it is infeasible to make this happen with a human agent. So we still have them because we also have some kiosks, like information kiosks, because the information desks, we are trying to limit them in the airport, but we have information kiosks where, like, with a huge screen and a camera, and then you just push a button, like a panic button.
Wow.
You just push a button, and then the agent appears, and you can talk with her, most of the time her, with multiple languages. You can also choose your language. So we are using real agents in there. But as you said, the return of investment, if you come to that, we are actually not focused on that when it comes to the passenger experience. Because frankly, of course we have some indirect like income from the passengers
Right.
when they are happy.
Yes.
But we are not focused in these types of projects. Our management, we are very lucky on that. Our management does not look at the return of investment. Of course, we have a limited budget. We have a limit at the budget.
Right.
But they don't look at it as an income source per se.
Right.
So they want to increase the passenger experience to the up to the potential of Istanbul Airport.
That's true. Mansoor, as you know, data is the food for AI.
Yeah.
How, and you know, you because you're getting data of so many passengers, personal data that gets accrued to you, how do you make sure that the privacy and the security of that data is happening? Because that's a very important issue, right?
Yeah, you're right. Of course, we are complied with GDPR, and the Turkish version of that law is the KVKK. We are fully compliant of that, and we are being continuously audited by different governmental bodies. The strongest one is the presidential digital auditors, and we are fully compliant on that. And frankly, not only the data, we are very conservative about all of our applications and network, because we are defined as a critical facility in the law as the airport, as the major airport of Turkey. So since we are a critical facility, we are being protected with multiple layers of firewalls and WAFs. We use multiple brands at the same time, by the way. I'm not going into the politics of it, but we cannot depend only a single brand security.
Yeah.
So we put, not going to mention the names, but
Yes.
we put a one brand firewall on top of another brand of a
Yes.
firewall, so that if anything happens, if any, like we already
CrowdStrike.
heard about the Microsoft issue.
CrowdStrike, Microsoft Delta.
Yeah. We cannot let that happen.
Yes.
So we are very conservative, even paranoid. It actually, it does not help us software developers to do our jobs sometimes,
Yeah.
but we are thankful for the cybersecurity team.
No, so obviously you are careful of not just becoming dependent on one brand, which I think is a lesson that this whole CrowdStrike Microsoft thing really showed us all. Mansoor, in terms of the visibility of what your group or the AI group does it have visibility right at the top of the airport? Generally, when I talk to chief digital, chief AI, chief data officers, they are now being seen in a very, before it used to be they were just isolated departments. But now they are interfacing directly either with the CEO, the board, because they are not just being looked at as cost centers. In many cases, they are being looked at as profit centers or things of that nature. How within IGA is technology, digital applications, AI being looked at?
Yeah. I totally agree with you, but about the past, because like we were very overlooked employees, and IT was seen as just a cost center.
Right.
And in the past, but IGA is one of those innovative, like forward-thinking companies. And we are very lucky as technical people working in that. And we also have, we work for the IST systems, actually. It's the IT subsidiary of the IGA. We work in the same building, but we also has a body. And I can easily say that we are being represented at the CEO level, and even our late CEO, Kadri Samsunlu, like for governing the IGA for more than 7 years, and our current CEO, Selahattin Bey, is also very digitally focused. So they know about the value that it brings. They know about why we should focus on this, because frankly, we have, as I said, we have too many talented and experienced airport managers that have experience in multiple airports in Turkey and internationally. But this is like, you should understand that this is a very huge airport.
Yes.
Like it is almost one of a kind. So you cannot manage this giant without the help of digital technologies, and they are very aware of that. So they support us, and we are thankful for their support and the visibility that IGA provides us.
So you have good visibility, which is, I think, is a very important issue. Mansoor, in terms of collaboration and partnership, obviously you don't want to be dependent on one vendor. Do you partner with other organizations, whether it is software, universities, incubators, because every innovation cannot come internally because the
Yes,
speed of
yeah, of
technology
course,
is moving
of course.
so fast. So talk a little bit about partnerships, collaborations. How do you approach that? Because this is all for your peers who are running other airports, other companies. They want to learn from you.
Yeah. A- as anyone can imagine, we already have an in-house team that develops these kind of solutions. But since we have a very broad spectrum of needs in some very niche domains, of course we need some partners to work with, and we already have. We've been working with some European partners, some American partners, and some local partners. But apart from that, we also support the startups very much because, as you said, innovation does not always come from inside. And we have our own program, IGA Hub, for startups. We support some chosen projects, some startup companies, but we also work with other hubs that are backed by universities in Istanbul, like Istanbul Technical University. It's one of the major ones that we collaborate with. But also, we are currently initiating some discussions, and some of them have already progressed with other airports. Like last month, we've been in a roundtable for data between multiple airports. I'm sorry if I can't remember all of them, but Munich Airport was there, Berlin Airport was there, and a couple of other European airports, one from Australia, if I'm not mistaken. So we know that as hard as we work, not the innovation, the progress cannot be initiated or cannot be completed with only one airport or only one company. So we have to work together with both the other airports and both with the airlines. And we also work with airlines. Of course, you can imagine the first one being Turkish Airlines, which is like 70% of our passengers comes from Turkish Airlines. But we also try to initiate collaboration with other airlines too that fly with us, which is we have 106 currently. And I'm happy to say that we are number one in that sense, the most airlines flying to one airport. So collaboration is the key, and we are all aware of that.
So a lot of collaboration happening. Mansoor, in terms of skill sets for your leadership, others who are looking at it and say, hey, I want to be like Mansoor. Is change management something that you have to deal with? Or what other things that you think somebody in your role, either, digital applications lead or chief data officer, chief AI officer, what 2 or 3 things do you think that they should have?
You're right about mentioning change management because it happens in multiple layers. Like technology changes very fast, and you have to be able to adapt to the change in the technology. But also in enterprise environments, people also change, and you have to be able to adapt to the changes of the senior managers, for example, because a senior manager change means a directional change for the company, and you'll be able to adapt to that. But also, you will need the ability to contribute to a culture change, because whenever you work in this type of a position, you will develop solutions, yes, but as we have already discussed, to make it utilized to the full extent, you'll have to change the culture of the business parties that you work with. So you need that skill too. But you don't only need the change management skills. Of course, you have to have, apart from the high level, like highly skilled technical features, you also have a need to like communication management,
Right.
because it is a very key concept in all enterprise environments. For you to be successful in your technical role, you have the competence not only technically but also in communications with other people, because if you cannot inform, you cannot communicate the things that you do or the things that you want to achieve with any solution, any digital application or a technology to the right people, those projects will fail eventually.
That's true. So, as you said, change management, communication, the ability to be flexible, those are important things, Mansoor.
Yes.
Mansoor, when you look at yourself, let's say at the end of the year or the beginning of the year, what are one or two or three things that you feel that you need to achieve, or how do you measure yourself in this role? Just briefly, just two or three
It's
things.
a hard question actually, but I myself like challenge. I challenge myself from the beginning of my professional experience, and my motto is that do something that cannot be done before, or at least cannot be done with this perfection. So I try to do at least one or two things every year that hasn't been done before, or try to make something as perfect as it's not done before, and that gives me the satisfaction of success actually. Of course, as every professional, I look at my career advancement, etc. But someone who is still describing himself as a software engineer first, like an engineer, I define my success with this type of achievement.
Yeah, so do something that has not been done before. Challenge yourself. Mansoor, what is the one in this job, one thing that keeps you up at night in this position?
Keeps me up at night.
One thing. I'm sure there are 100 things, but the number one thing. This is again for our listeners who are in your role.
For them, I can say that, of course, in a managerial position, you don't always have a chance to develop everything from scratch. You have to get some systems handed over to you, or get some teams handed over to you in a position like this. And I have a system, which I'm not going into details, which I'm not very comfortable trusting.
Sure.
And we are trying to slowly change the infrastructure and improve it. It's not a critical system, by the way.
No.
It's a commercial one. So not relating to any additional things.
It's just a digital. Well, we all want to improve all that.
So that keeps me up at night, and I'm trying to figure out the way to get the budget, to rebate it maybe. And fortunately, we are at the budget preparation phase at the airport. So I think we'll have the budget ready for the next year So
Awesome.
I'll be able to sleep better next year.
But we want you to sleep better because then passengers will sleep much
Yeah.
better. Mansoor, there are people listening who might be interested in applying for jobs, and we hope that's one of the missions. What do you look for in terms of the kind of people that you hire for your team? So that people know.
What do we look for? Especially for we hire team hire engineers and analysts, network managers.
Any specific skill besides obviously being a great engineer, great analyst?
Enthusiasm is one of the things we look at, because unfortunately nowadays the newcomers from college graduates I lose that. We want to be with an old people, but when you were young, we were enthusiastic to work on anything, anything new. We want to create. This is one of the reasons that I became a software engineer, because I wanted to create something. I always think if I somehow didn't end up a software engineer, I'd be the software engineer building. I had to create something. So we want to see that enthusiasm in the engineers, the analysts, and we want to see the spark of intelligence, not just applying the features, but trying to think it may sound cliche, but outside of the box. We really look at those things in the canvas.
So for our listeners, you need to obviously have a strong technical background, but beyond that, you need to have enthusiasm.
Yeah.
And then you need to be able to think out of the box if you want to join Mansoor's amazing team in the beautiful city of Istanbul and the amazing airport, which, as he said, about 65% of all countries are in single body plane connections. Mansoor, thank you so much for your amazing insight into technology, into people, into processes, into aviation. I think this has been a tremendous help for our listeners, and the value that you provide to your peers as to what you are doing. And I hope that we can have you back. Obviously, this is a live thing, but maybe we'll get you back on a tape thing. But again, from our listeners, best wishes as you march forward. No more sleepless nights.
Yeah.
So, listeners, please keep listening and subscribe and like. Thank you so much, Mansoor.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Do we have